The deaths of 3 people, a couple and their young daughter, have now been confirmed, following a devastating house fire in Pikangikum First Nation last week. Today at Queen's Park, Kiiwetinoong MPP Sol Mamakwa addressed the tragedy.
Bernie Turtle, 44, Kristen Moose, 38, and Kendriana Turtle, 8.
The 3 victims are survived by a teenage girl who escaped the blaze. According to a statement from the First Nation, Pikangikum peacekeepers were unable to douse the flames, saying that without an adequate building to warm the community's 2 fire trucks, the cold weather caused mechanical issues with both vehicles. Chief Shirley Lynn Keeper calls the government response unacceptable. Quote, "We have never felt so hopeless. Our ability to fight structural fires has not improved since 2016. A family of 9 died in a fire March of that year."
I was there on Saturday. The house was still smoldering. After 3 days, Speaker, because they do not have the capacity to put the fire out. This government needs to commit to a fire hall for Pikangikum, so this does not happen again.
I have suggested that in certain instances, if there's an existing fire hall, Mr. Speaker, we would be prepared to support that. But we can't do this in every single community without the full cooperation of the federal government. And I think we acknowledge here today, Mr. Speaker, that fire response, the capacity on reserve, Mr. Speaker, is something that remains a challenge for the federal government.
In a written statement, a spokesperson for the federal minister, Patty Hajdu, called the number of fires and deaths from fire on reserve, quote, "absolutely unacceptable," adding that the minister's office is planning a fire safety gathering in the coming weeks. Meanwhile, both levels of government are assisting the Independent First Nations Alliance in providing community support. The Ontario Fire Marshal and the coroner began their investigation into that fatal fire on Friday.